Alright, sorry, 1 second, please. One of these days I'm gonna like just go ahead and commission somebody to make like a stream starting soon screen I can use. So I can do the bit I'm doing right now where I make sure the stream is okay. And it like doesn't hold anything up. Okay, and then, sorry, 1 second. The stream is okay, but I had something else going that I just want to make sure is doing the thing. There we go. Okay. Continue. So, I am going to confess to a single crime. I looked up whether there would be long-term gameplay impact if I decided I didn't want to sell the rims from the car, and I found out there is no consequence to doing so. There's no funny bit later in the game. If you keep him, you can't attach him to his car, which is kind of disappointing. But with that being the case, I am going to go sell those things.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers.
I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport enclosure.
Transport enclosure. Regular people just call it the cage. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather
I'm
uncomfortable.
going to turn up the game
4
just a
shiny
smidge.
hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark.
I confiscated this for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal.
Thanks, I appreciate your help.
The lieutenant nods as you take the spinners.
Run your fingers over the
white
steering
suede
levels.
feels luxurious under the touch, and the metal clutch handle so very familiar in your palm.
Why am I buzzing? Things not related to what I'm doing right now. In fact, I'm gonna go ahead and mute that, so I will not be distracted anymore.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the large orange sector, indicating the engine is warm. Next to the gauge is a red switch labeled heat.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Okay. Now we leave. So the pawn shop was... Is it down here? Good evening, Plasticop. Or I suppose it's probably good morning for you. How's your day going? Or how did your day go? Is this the pawn shop guy?
Greetings on this fine night. What brings you here?
It's cool that you're still open. Big city
The
vibes.
pawn shop is always open.
Ooh, we can reattempt this.
Nope, still no clue.
And sometimes you just
Obviously
roll
haven't
that
been doing
anyway.
enough drugs lately.
Something I'd like to
Yes,
sell.
we'd like to sell these hubcaps.
2:30 a.m. and you're at work. That's not a great feeling. I'm sorry you're going through that.
Roy takes the hubcaps from the lieutenant and inspects them. The spinners appear iridescent in the dancing light of his pawn shop.
Yes, these are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Jump a mesk banger? No matter. I'll give you 200 real.
No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you.
Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightful doing business with you. Do come again.
Thank you. Here's the 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it.
The windfall is a small consolation.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I don't have anything to sell. at the
Another
moment.
time, perhaps.
Oh, we should ask if he has our gun.
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
I sold you my gun.
You...
With Kim here too? That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Okay, if you're used to the night shifts, that's good. That's at least you're used to it. I don't think I could ever do it. Or I don't know. I used to be a lot more of a night owl, but not as much anymore.
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling
You
me.
weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
You sucked on a gun? Good. Very normal.
I'm sorry you had to see me like that. We don't have to talk about it any
No
further.
apologies necessary, officer.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was
I
terrifying.
bet that's the Kuno S. The person on the fence, because aren't they always calling us pig?
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
There is only one explanation. She must be one of my
In that
rabid
case,
fans.
she'll be happy to get a visit from us, if we can find her.
Any idea where I can find this
My
buyer?
apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
At least now I know how I lost my sidearm.
Of course.
There's nothing more we're gonna get out of that. I think what we should do here is there's a lot of events that I know I have stuff for, but that I can't do because presumably whoever I need to talk to is asleep. So I think what I should do is just go pay off the hotel room and then go stay the night. So I can advance time to the next morning. I guess I could see if the Kuno S is there still. Like, do they go to bed? Kuno doesn't, at the very least.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Hey, kid.
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
Get the fuck out of here, face! You got something? Talk to me!
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Child, converse with me.
Murder was the case they gave me.
I think maybe if we want to talk to her, we'd
I'll
have to
die
go to
before I
that spot
squeal,
behind the
pig.
fence where we got to her before.
Stay away from...
Can we talk to Kuno about it?
Fuck does Kuno care?
I talked to Manana about the armor.
So?
He said to thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down the armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around like jello.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
Good idea.
Yes, let's move on.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. Don't be saying what Kuno said back to Kuno. Get the fuck out of here, Patterson Kuno. After this shit, you better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Okay. I don't think we're gonna get an answer out of them the normal way. And at this point, it might make more sense to, hold on. I still have like a journal thing. What is that? Oh, I see. Those in white are available to try now. Okay. Okay, so we need to give Gart the money.
Can
About the money I owe.
Yes.
I have your money.
Well,
You know what? I don't like this guy. I hope you choke on
Great,
it.
perfect. I hope you enjoy your freezing cold room with the window you broke yourself.
You've really worn down his patience. Even paying him didn't help.
The electronic lock to your room has been disabled till 9 p.m. tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, please pay for each night in advance. 20 real per night. If you don't have the money, it's over for you. Got it? You've got nowhere else to stay.
Time stops advancing after 2 in the morning. If you haven't paid for your room by then, it's game over. Don't leave finding money to the last minute, however. It's harder to make cash after nightfall when the shops are closed and the streets empty.
I'll take a room here too.
Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Goodbye, sir. So now that we have access to our room again, there may be other things we can do.
This is the door to the room you redecorated.
Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
All right, let's go. Actually, one thing we can do that we might want to think about doing is if we can get Kim to go to bed, we can go be a vigilante bad cop and try to get our gun that way.
The air outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum. Then,
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
I didn't know you smoked, Kim.
I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. It's something of a ritual.
oh man, he looks so devastatingly cool with that cigarette.
A cigarette is such a great idea. I think I'm gonna have
You're
one
cool,
too.
detective. Again, I only have exactly one every night.
How did you get so cool?
You mean this? This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will and unhealthy.
God, that's such a cool way to say it isn't cool, though.
Keeping the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easy to simply quit.
Right, the debrief.
Yes, it's been a long and eventful day.
How do you think today went?
Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal, and we still have to get him down from the tree.
I admit I'm a little out of practice.
Being sober also tends to help with precision. But moving on to the interviews. We weren't able to find the union leader, Everard Clare, much less interview him, so that's on the to-do list for tomorrow. We tried to interview the Wild Pines rep, but she asked us to do something for her first. But fine, so be it. We learned some interesting things along the way. We have to get Joyce to talk to us. I have a feeling she knows how dangerous the situation really is, but we also have to be careful of what we share with her. Above all, though, today was exhausting. What's with all the running? You run a lot. Is that a standard Precinct 41 practice?
I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Just you wait until we get up tomorrow.
I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up.
It's impressive, especially for a man your age, and in those hills. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green. Goes with the orange.
So what are our powers exactly?
They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offenses, in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule.
Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse?
Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescribed fine amount. It undermines trust in the RCM.
1,000? Why not more?
The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We are not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station closely. It prevents confusion and overcrowding.
Wait, how can you be sure the arrestee will show up?
You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up.
I see. And if someone resists?
As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record of our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we are permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power.
Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty...
You have to supply compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually your witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly, by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. It is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best.
What happens to the people we convict?
We don't convict. We arrest and send them to coalition government courts in Couron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them.
And who makes all these rules?
The coalition government and the moral intern, more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. Or perhaps it is better to say we were allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether the citizens of Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM.
I think I'm gonna say nothing here.
Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum.
The Moral Intern, what is it?
The Moralist International are the world's largest political organization. You know who they are. They have been running this place after the revolution failed.
I really don't know. That's how bad it is in here.
Okay. There are a union of center-left and center-right parties across the Real Belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world.
They run the insane clown posse? What do they believe in?
What do they believe in? They are Dolorians. They believe they continue the humanist project set forth by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they are just technocrats.
What is their symbol?
Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want you to think of them from that.
Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner.
Who was Dolores Day?
A historic figure? The author of the modern age? You will have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me.
For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why.
What do you think of them?
The moral intern are a fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change. And it doesn't look like that's about to happen.
It is more than that. There's some kind of affection in him.
You like the moral intern?
Yes, I did, when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me.
I have an opinion on the moral intern.
Do you?
We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization protecting bourgeois rights.
No. We are stooges of the world's biggest bourgeois organization, protecting the people of Revachol. That's the hand we were dealt. Without the MI, we would be common vigilantes.
Maybe we should make our own law?
Spoken like a revolutionary, not a cop. But hypothetical aside, in Martinez we already are vigilantes. At least the Union thinks so. I expect our job here to prove quite challenging.
The lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red and golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on a string from east to west as Revachol commutes back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over.
Saying nothing, just
The
look into
dying
the night.
lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. The lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here.
They really don't like us here. And the mouth on that kid, Kuno. It's different in land, in Jamrock and the GRIH.
Why are they like this?
It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company, not daring to come here more often. This place has fallen between the cracks, the jurisdictions of our 2 precincts.
And in Jamrock and the GRIH?
We run this city. West of the river is RCM land. It's incredibly hard. Human beings are... But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our systems work. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate.
Night. Captain Bartholomew Price steps into the yard. A piebald horse waits by the motor carriage, chewing oats out of an oat bag. Seagulls fly overhead. The sky is black. Captain Price wears a black suit and a standard patrol coat as he mounts the horse to head home. Rows of houses on either side, hunching over the sidewalks, and Precinct 41 with its dome roof growing distant. Around him, the streets are silent. The kid on the corner waves at the captain as he takes the turn on Petition and Main. The horse neighs. The captain nods back. Thanks, kid, he thinks. He's grateful.
I hope our investigation will help improve the situation here, at least do some good.
Me too. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go.
See you in the morning. So there are a couple things we can do now, right?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Assess the damage?
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break
A
it with my
fine
own
web of
hands?
scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did
More
this
likely
then?
a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Assess the
It
size
is
of
too
the
large
impact.
for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist. The shoe you found on the balcony fits the hold almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe.
I'm sure I had a good reason for it. Maybe I was trying to hit
And
someone.
maybe, just maybe, you succeeded. We'll never know. Or maybe you were trying to smash your own reflection in the window pane. The window stands broken in its frame. The fan stands still.
Ah. Is that door open? Okay, it's locked. Okay, what's going
A
on
mirror
in this
hangs on the bathroom wall.
mirror?
In it, your face, adorned with the expression. Dig deep in your mind to look for the source of the Like the rest of
expression.
you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Attempt to
It's
stop the
too
expression
late.
from happening.
Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay, use your chain cutters to fix the faucet. I do have chain cutters, right?
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face. The chain cutters slip out of your hands as you attempt to twist the faucet into place. Well, you know one thing for sure. You've probably never been a...
Okay. So before I go to sleep, now that Kim is gone, I want to like sneak out and do dangerous stuff. Okay, so I want to try to sneak around to where the Kuno S is. Which I believe I could get to from back here somewhere. Ooh, what's this?
This is a wall on the side of an apartment building.
Why am I looking at this wall?
You have no clue. So many walls all over Martinez, weather-worn, cracked, their paint peeling.
Okay, so I need to have a very good conceptualization score. Alright, now that we can talk to the Kuno S.
Are you trying to sneak up on me? Come to slit my throat in my sleep?
Apparently, she doesn't like people standing behind her back.
Pigs come to take me out, trying to snuff me out.
No, why would you even say
Then
that?
why are you sneaking up on me like that? It's not a good idea to scare me, pig. Not a good idea at all. Trying to sneak up on...
Hold on.
Trying to sneak up on me...
Let me see. Okay, so that doesn't open whatever that is. Okay. I guess thing is... like, I want to be able to research more topics, but I also kind of need to be able to... whatchamacallit, reattempt the whatchamacallit, the jump. But it seems like there are no other leads I can really follow tonight. I guess I could go try to talk to that shop guy.
The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffiti.
Oh wow, even this guy disappeared somewhere. So I can get a boost to reaction speed, but a deduction in rhetoric. My rhetoric is already a 1, so I don't think I like that idea necessarily. Okay, I think the game is kind of pushing me to change the day.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
Crawl in.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes.
And then it's probably gonna
And
have
then
one of those weird
sleep
conversations.
doesn't come.
Or maybe the screen will just stay dark. Oh, it's loading.
And then sleep doesn't come.
Why?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
Check the
Its
pillow.
synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Check the
It
blanket.
barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. Under your thrumming eyelids, you see a dizzying array of colors. You won't get off this carousel quite so easily.
Roll over
It's
to
a
the
little
other
better.
side.
Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
Who killed him?
Something to do with What was it that the lieutenant said? Union? And it's gone again. Your thoughts lost between the slowing brain waves.
Who killed him?
Something
Who?
to do with... What was it that
Oh,
the
it's the
lieutenant
same
said?
thing.
Your
No more
breathing
thoughts. Fall asleep
steadies.
now.
A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep, and images start forming.
Images, you say? Hmm. Hi, me?
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
What is this?
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
I feel like the second option could generate more interesting conversation. So I was born in a hospital where people
You're
usually
not
go
getting
to
anywhere,
die.
Harry. You don't remember shit.
Okay, they
Tell
got me.
Do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
Tell me what this is. I'm not answering before you tell me
You
who
know
you
who
are.
I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone. Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
This is heavy. You said
Do
who?
you remember the warmth of her thighs, between her legs and in her mouth?
It sounds like from the brief glimpses of conversation we've had.
That's right, funky baby. And you just stood there. One hand on the bottle and the other on your dick. Watching her go. Let it all be dragged away from you. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
I can get it all back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me. You failed Elysium.
What is Elysium?
Everything. The pale and the useless. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history. You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
I've talked to you
No,
before.
Harry. You were just talking to yourself. That's all you ever do. Even in your dreams. And the act is wearing thin. The spots of the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
I can come back
You're
from
not
this.
coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I'm trying to
You're
solve
trying
this
to
case.
what? I can't hear you. This is just a word dream now. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet, grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
God, there's another type?
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry. Time to go to work in the shit factory.
These dream sequences are weird. But I'm kinda digging it. So we got our health back, we got our morale back.
Good going, buddy.
I just had the most beautiful dream, uplifting,
Because
rejuvenating.
you feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell
You
is
mean,
going on?
why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
Why is
It's
this
just
happening?
that your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more. Don't do that. Stay strong. The hangover will wear off. You don't need to keep doing this to yourself.
What is
Speed is a potent central nervous system stimulant. It kept you propped up all day yesterday, despite your debilitating hangover. How else did you think you even got up from this floor? You got up from this floor because of a holy vow you made 16 years ago. With me. To wake up exactly 7:30 every morning until the day you die. Don't be silly. There was no vow. You were high on speed. That was the only reason you got up. You can't detect without it. It's that simple.
I feel like it will be more fun to say yes, so let's do it. I need to get more of it then.
Of
Detecting
course,
is my life.
Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
Oh, oops. No, I don't want to pause. I want to swap the bag for my other hand thing. I guess we're going to go down here. Good morning, Kim.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
Are these the men Gart told us about yesterday?
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
What do you mean rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here. Men who drink beer for breakfast? There's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
There are so many of them, maybe we should call
That
in
would just escalate
reinforcements?
tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
He's not exaggerating about that mortal danger, just calmly factoring it in. Your fists clench and your pulse rises uncomfortably.
Why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the Dock Workers Union. The belt used for hanging him, the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Let's roll.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Good. A power move. Purposefully concentrate on something else first.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice.
So basically, we don't have to leave right away. Oh hey, it's the lady. Hey lady.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Howdy, Lena. What's kicking?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
A faint smile tells you she appreciates the effort, but at the moment her mind is on more serious matters.
The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why did
To
you
let
need to use
the
the
young
phone
woman
anyway?
who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing
That's
before
just
it?
it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds. Something sweet in it, somnolent. A damp chill goes down your spine. When you look around, you're still in the whirling in rags.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition
Just
your
some
husband
field
was
work,
on?
sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. what could be keeping them?
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
The water lock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know you're here.
Oh,
When
you're
or if I
such a
get
dear.
there.
Thank you, sweetie.
Tell me about this rare
Oh,
insect.
sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
There's a touch of awe in the way she enunciated the creature's name.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
I smell pseudoscience, he's thinking. Not a big fan of that.
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Establishment. I thought so.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the
Of
evidence
course,
you
most
have.
phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Is it valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years. Centuries, even.
So what's so special about the
Oh
stick
dear.
bug?
I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Tell me more about Morel.
Oh
Looks,
dear.
character,
I'm not
relationship.
sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
It's always a challenge to describe the person you know best in the world.
Let's try again. If I were trying to meet him on the street, what would I look for?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
That's sweet. How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I have all the information
I
I
hope
need for
I've
now.
been useful.
We already got the details on cryptozoology before, but let's ask again.
Oh, yes.
So he's a
A
scientist.
zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own.
Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids.
There's really no
Yeah.
point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you studied. Could you tell me about just a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Cryptid extravaganza. I like the sound of
And
that.
I don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you.
Is that a cryptid on this pen you
Yes.
gave me?
It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story.
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, with its saliva?
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm pretty sure Kim is the same species as us. To suggest otherwise is stupid. Because I feel like the other answers are getting a little playful with racism.
The lieutenant looks at you, pleasantly surprised.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us in many ways. You are superior. For example, your earwax doesn't have a foul odor like ours does.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculative biology for today?
What's the biggest
Hey,
cryptid?
you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
Okay,
I'm glad you see it that way. Did we have
that's
anything?
all for now, ma'am. We will get the rest of those cryptids later, though.
Let me handle this.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
I mean no trouble. I'm here to do my
Not
job,
a
that's
muscle
all.
moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him. That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
What if I want to talk
What
to
you
you?
want is of
not
no
Titus?
significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
I should talk to Titus then. So this is probably Titus.
This is where you say your bid.
Detective.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you, maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
We need to talk about the man hanged out back.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that won't.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Scan the room.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Picture
Of
what?
the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Man hanging in the backyard. Did you do it?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Why is there a container belt around the deck?
Container
man's
belt?
neck?
Like we use in the harbor?
Yes, why?
Because we took it from the harbor where we worked. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Aha, so you just confessed to murder?
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
You murdered him just like that?
How many people have you sent to
No
the
remorse?
Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
Honestly, I drink so much I can't really remember
Doesn't
anymore.
remember them. He just forgets. Are you hearing this, Titus?
Ain't no use keeping a stiff catalog in your head. That's for sure.
Who called the
Are
shots
you
that
deaf?
night?
There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
No, but seriously, who calls the shots around here?
Who do you fucking think does?
Ah. I mean, I feel like this is the actual answer, but I wonder if this answer would, like, rile him up more. I thought she did.
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
When did the
You
incident
don't have
occur?
to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
How long had you known the
Known
victim?
him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you are striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
I feel like I can predict that this last one will not end well. I think we have a good idea of how. I guess I could see it going either way. I could ask how, and if they say something that doesn't line up with what we've already figured out, we know something's up. Or we could ask why and try to pick out a motive, but that only works if we know for sure they did it. Let's go with how.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Okay, I was hoping for a more detailed plan.
You anything at the cop school, idiot?
Can you give us a few more details? Did you muffle him? We haven't heard any reports of screams.
See, Kim gets it.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Things aren't quite right here, are they?
Titus is solid as a rock, and so are a few others. But
who's cracking under
this
the
one,
pressure?
He's sweating profusely and has difficulty breathing. They've smartly kept him out of the conversation thus far. Definitely the weakest link in the chain. A single sentence would wear him out. He can't take the length of the questioning. Keep it going long enough, and he'll crack.
Hey you having trouble breathing over there?
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
How did you manage to overpower him?
With numbers, asshole.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
There's something you're not telling me.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Where did this overpowering
right fucking
happen?
here. The fucker pranced in here like he owns the place. Got what was coming to him.
Other questions.
Like what, Copper?
Why'd you kill him?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
So he was a mercenary, that's it?
He stepped out alive.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
How do you even know he was in
'Cause
Special
one night
Forces?
he walked straight up to the mic and said, "I'm RNA's goddamn Special Forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all."
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some R&E's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
What did he actually do wrong?
Wrong? He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Was this the same one you mentioned before?
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Okay, who then? This is a very serious allegation.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Despite the stonewalling, you can slip one more question in.
I'm gonna ask for one last time.
Titus, do not answer. You have been forthcoming enough.
Fuck off, Carl. She's gone through enough without you harassing her too. She doesn't need more embarrassment.
What are you talking about? Embarrassment. If someone has been sexually assaulted, we need to...
What you need is to get the fuck out of my face. I've had enough of explaining myself to you fucks. He's dead. It's done.
As you can see, these men can only take so much baseless scrutiny. I'm doing my...
It won't be for long, she means. It's true. She was the only thing holding him back.
So what are we gonna do
Nothing.
now?
Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky.
Rent-a-cop. So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Take off for now. Hawthorn bushes outside.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
What's your role in all
Obviously,
this?
I'm a lawyer, a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. I would urge you to consider what you say to my clients.
Maybe we'll talk later. Let's also check out that phone line thing as long as we're here.
Can I help you?
I saw another thing at the whirling.
Another thing. Great. I love those.
Saw a sign that said I couldn't get into the
What are
kitchen.
you,
Why
cooked
can't I
out?
go?
That's none of your business.
There may be some pertinent investigation thing.
He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must.
So the phone line is dead.
Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers.
That's pretty strange.
It's not strange, it's inconvenient.
Is it true there was foul play?
Who told you that?
Doesn't matter, I just want to know who you suspect.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of assholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Okay. So we have 2 skill points. I think I'm going to spend one of them to learn rigorous self-critique. Now we can reinvestigate the tracks.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Counted the Hardy boys. Hardy said they did it. Viscal said, go do it.
8
there we
pairs
go.
of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The Hardy boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags.
Go over them one by one.
Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head.
Interesting.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print.
What else?
5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
I should have gotten this
Better
right.
late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty.
Count the rest.
7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something?
And the last one?
8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
8, actually.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
I hope it'll let me just go through the list here, because they're kind of all... Light step, number 41 shoe.
I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
Yes.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
A heavy one, 200 kilogram imprint.
200? This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy
Yo,
Boy, the one
Adnan,
sitting
welcome
in
to the
middle.
stream.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Yeah, I am not affiliate yet, so I cannot get bits and stuff. Let's see. Yeah, the guy from the booth was probably carrying the victim.
Possibly, yes.
So I am at 42 followers right now, looking at my thing here. And I forget, there's other requirements, but that's probably like the big one that I need is those last 8 followers. Achievements, there we go. This will probably say what I am missing. Let's see, path to affiliate. Yep, I need to reach 50 followers and I need to have an average of 3 viewers. That is the only, those are the 2 requirements I am not meeting right now.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
I don't know how I'm getting all these like logic things since I think my intelligence score is still like a 1. But let's see. A driver would wear down the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle. Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the Old Soul.
First the drug smuggling, now this. How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
This would fit with what Joyce told us, but I don't want to make any assumptions.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else?
Yeah, I would appreciate the help. How old do you think these tracks are?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, There were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Let him have his moment of joy.
There's one pair missing from the Union box. The 8th pair. I'm going to say it was our old soul.
So the odd soul was present at the lynching but isn't in the mess hall now.
Yes. I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us much, but we should still confront them about the possible drug trade connection.
We've been through all of it. Let's... Wow, things are going. Progressing, even. Wow, the loading screens are long. There we go. Let's talk.
Looks
See
like
these guys.
the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
I found 8 set of footprints, but there's only 7 of you. Where's the 8th Hardy Boy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here.
Oh wow, Foxfire13, thank you for the follow. Oh, I'm supposed to have little alerts that pop up when that happens. I do not know what... Oh, George Frankly, thank you for the follow. Tell you what, I will just have to mess with that off of stream. Yeah, thanks for coming by to hang out. Let's see.
Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Yeah, thank you for posting the link, Adnan.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Yeah, and I guess this is... I should probably, like, actually explain what I do here. So,
This person
my name is Sam. I play games. Lots of RPGs, lots of... I'd say like if I tried to break it down into 2 distinct genres, it would be like PlayStation 2 nostalgia and like indie games.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you
Sorry,
want?
I'm like trying to focus on this conversation, but also, wow, okay, people are here. Gloaf, thank you for the chat, or the follow.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy.
Yeah, so every
So
Monday
she- and you
it's
don't like us talking about
Reasoning Aloud, thank you for the follow. Every Monday it's whatever I happen to be playing at the time. Right now it's Disco Elysium. I played the whole Sly Cooper quadrilogy. I don't know if that's actually
That's
the
right.
word for that, but I'm
We're
going
not
to
talking
keep using
about
it now that I've said it.
This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End.
Disco Elysium. Yeah, I picked it up, I think it was like a
You're not
month or 2
cops
ago,
here.
and then I just never got
Don't
to
go
it
digging
because
around.
I was pretty busy with.
Back of your head. I'm watching.
I actually just bought a house and moved into it with my girlfriend. I should do like an office tour stream at some point once it's a little more set up.
Good. We are
Like
all
I have.
watching each other.
I
Officer,
don't
your
think they would
question.
be visible even if I like full screened my camera, but I have like a whole bunch of posters sitting on, like leaning against the back wall there that I need to put up.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
And then on Wednesdays, I've been doing this thing since I started streaming almost a year and a half ago. I am playing through every game in the Persona series in order. Started with 1, played through both versions of 2, and now I'm on 3. That is fun. I've been playing those games over and over since I was like 13, and I'm 24 now. So I have things to say about them. Let's see. Yeah, we've connected them to the local drug trade.
You have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
Yeah, this is like my first time playing through it, and I love it. It's so good. I mean, it's like
ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock.
If I had to compare it to anything, I would say it's like the early Fallouts, like 1 and 2, but I can actually play this because it will run.
The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints.
And probably a bunch of other modern conveniences that I would be able to point out if I could actually get Fallout 1 or 2 to run for more than 10 minutes.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
Yeah. Let's see. I should have really been paying more attention to this conversation that I just clicked through. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, let's give the lieutenant the moment here.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, and like I'm not like an expert on political theory or anything. Like I read what I can, but I am also terrible at reading books. It is like kryptonite to my ADHD brain. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to be better about that. But like that's definitely something like I learn best. Just knocked over some stuff on my desk. We'll ignore that. Ooh, that train of thought just left the station.
Yeah, man. Theoretically,
I
that's
think
what you
I think I was trying to say like
to get rid of the gangs.
I could totally get how like something
even
like
some of the junkies.
this like media would be a good place to like demonstrate the ideas that are like in theory how they would work in practice.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
Let's see. Sorry, I need to like reread this conversation because I feel like this is really important and I want to make sure I'm getting this right. Mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do. Theoretically, a big, strong state-run monopoly would outcompete runts on the streets. Theoretically, that's what you would do. You would need to get trustworthy people to take their place. Hardy, haha, men to run such a monopoly for the good of the community, of course. I mean, like, one is the answer, right? But I can already, like, hear the snarky, this was all theoretical response. So, like, is there an answer here that gets me more useful information? I mean, if this one sounds like we're agreeing with them, maybe that would get them to give us more information? Let's try it.
Thank you. Theoretically, of course. Thank you. Theoretically.
He seems genuinely surprised at your response, in a good way.
Titus, I'm amazed. Where is the same professionalism when it comes to other topics? You're doing great. I hardly have to interfere at all.
I don't know, Lizzie. I guess theoretical things don't make me emotional. Now, was there anything else? I was sorta gonna get my brewski on.
Not quite yet.
Yeah,
Mr.
I've also been getting
There
into
were
like
8 sets of prints
audiobooks
on the
and
crime scene.
podcasts and stuff
There are
like
only
that.
7 Hardy Boys here.
The 8th Hardy, the one who's missing, she runs the thing, right?
My answer is fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Wow, that authority check is going to take some work. Let's see, was there anything we could say
Again,
now that we know?
Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan.
Okay. I think we're going to back off for now. I want to boost my chances at that skill check. But, ooh, let me catch up with the conversation here because this actually sounds interesting. Physics textbooks. That way, and it was only marginally better than reading it. With anarchic themes, eclipse phase. That sounds very interesting. Sean Carroll's podcast. I'll have to check that out. I've been like trying to find new podcasts more recently. I used to listen to Reply All for a while, like pre-pandemic, but then there was like the whole thing with Scaredy Cats, their offshoot podcast, versus Scaredy Cats, Thought Slime's cool horror movie channel. And then there was also, I think something happened with either Gimlet Media as a whole or just like one of the hosts. I don't even remember what it was now, but something probably happened. Okay, what else was I? Oh, I think I can. Yeah, 4 away. That would be so sick if we could make it tonight even. And I promise by Wednesday I will fix the alerts and stuff so that they actually pop up when people follow and stuff, because that would be great if they actually worked. At least my little follower label is updating. Like, I got that working. I switched from Streamlabs OBS to OBS Studio like a couple weeks ago or something like that, just because Streamlabs OBS is so resource intensive. But now it's like, you know, I had all these cool like plugins and stuff set up on Streamlabs OBS, and now I need to figure out how that stuff works in Studio.
The man
okay. There's nothing we can do with that stuff. I should go get money so I have a place to sleep at the end of the day. That would probably be a good thing to do. Oh wait, are those old dudes hanging out here yet? Because I have to give them stuff. Here they are.
We are still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
I found you a new bowl.
What is this? Are you mocking us? This isn't for pétanque.
Now. No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like there's a bull kiosk here in Martinez.
I'm very sorry, it's the best I could find.
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism. Consider it forgiven.
You seem to be playing in a crater.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
So it was left by artillery fire, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communists hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't so, and we lacked caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
They should have chosen a place away from people and
This
buildings.
place is the damn beachhead, son. They had to soften the commies up first.
The beachhead?
Yes. The military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
He finds your lack of historic knowledge troubling, a sign of mental deterioration in the preceding generations.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Deathblow sounds grim.
This here is Blood Ground, where coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
Hold on, the coalition?
Don't get me wrong, officer. I hate those foreign dogs, but the enemy of my enemy and all that. They're the lesser evil.
Is that why everything is so bombed out?
Damn right, son. They laid the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the help with the viewers, like, seriously. That's awesome. Like, this is awesome.
This radical approach knows it was necessary.
The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
I'll be honest, I zoned out for part of that conversation, and now I feel like they're asking like a really important philosophical question. But I think this answer has the most to do with my mental state right now, so I don't think. I just do.
I'm just so damn sorry it had to be the coalition. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frissel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case.
This royal failure weighs heavily on him.
Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence peddling garbage and stupid music on the radio. This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
Let's see. Who was this Bristle?
Damn Frissel. He was the king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
You mentioned... Ooh, that's a name. Julian?
A true king in both blood and mind, led Revachol before Frissel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
What exactly is a suzerain?
The suzerain is the king! Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already.
Soon, they will forget everything. Him too. Then he chooses anger over melancholy.
It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's balls when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
I mean, we'll try this.
Oof. All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of the past and his old.
I'll go ahead and heal that.
This is not uncommon.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume Le Lion.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all the help.
Before him.
And I mean, everything happening here is above board for sure anyway, but if Twitch were to like actually like read the chat and like do something about it, I would almost be more surprised that they have any kind of active moderation team at all.
Don't you mean
But
Fristel the fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
It's a Bell McGrave, 4.46 caliber, breech loading, Revachol made. Good weapon, accurate and reliable. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
In the basement there.
I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten wartime weapons lying around here. Back in the day, everyone had something stashed away. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM-446s are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Let's see. Okay, so it looks like nothing else I can do here. Maybe I should check my map. See what else I can do. So any check that's in white I can do. Or at least I haven't attempted most recently. Okay, so an authority check. Oh, that authority check is a white check. So I guess there isn't really any problem with just going and trying it. Let's try it. Also, wow, I think this is the first time ever I've had a stream cross double digits, like concurrent viewers. So welcome everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah. I mean, let's just try it.
It's you again. What is it?
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
That's it?
Did
That's
you
all I got?
already try the gun thing? I hear the gun thing is excellent and has great results. You're probably right. The others are only there for filler, to make the gun thing pop.
Yeah, I mean, that's the way to be. I already finished my tea for the evening, but it was pretty good. It was an elderberry tea.
Why?
Let's get the gun.
This is not what he thinks it is. This is a great idea. I'm afraid it's not what you think it is either.
Everybody calm down. This is only a demonstration.
What in the name of fuck are you doing?
But I don't want to give you my gun, not after the last time.
The fuck is happening, Titus? What are they whispering about?
Easy, Shanks. I want to see where this is going.
Let's see. Oh, these are all great answers. Trust me, Kim, I am merely flesh.
The pressure in the room grows to a boiling point.
Be careful, it's loaded.
Good. Now put it in your mouth.
But ooh, I feel like there is not a good answer here. I think I'm gonna back off.
Yeah. Nothing. He is grateful to have that gun back on.
Yeah, I'm a coffee in the morning person, although I've been trying to cut back lately. Because I just started on Adderall for my ADHD, and caffeine and Adderall do weird things together sometimes. So I've been trying to switch to like either decaf coffee or just like a black tea in the morning. And then I'm a tea in the afternoon to evening. I'm not super particular on the kind of tea, as long as it's like an herbal tea in the afternoon. Taking Adderall with my coffee and literally focus on my adult onset SVT. Now, I am not familiar with the acronym SVT. So what, I guess, what does that stand for? I should try to get my gun back from that other person who I am almost certain has it. Where? Supraventricular tachycardia. Oh. That sounds like not a good thing.
Just an ordinary wound. Nothing to see here.
Okay, so she just won't talk to me, even though I am almost 100% certain that she has my
The
gun.
spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
Examine
You
closer.
peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer.
This is bad mojo, man! Fucking horrible mojo! The end draws near!
Oh, I remember I investigated this last time and I died.
It's closing.
You okay there?
I started feeling
Might be the
really
after
bad
effects
for
of
a
your
second.
past escapades. What are you looking at?
What's with all these bullet holes? I've seen
Remnants
a lot of
from
them
the
around.
revolution. These are over half a century old.
So no crime has happened
Perhaps
here?
a crime of a sort ages ago, but no, these do not warrant an investigation.
I'll go ahead and heal that health. What can you tell me about
Not
the
much.
revolution?
I don't have a fresh perspective on it. Should we go?
Ooh, breakthrough. Yeah, I stopped taking mine like on the weekends and stuff. I only take it during the week when I have to work. All motorics learning caps raised by 1? Oh, wait, are those... Okay, so that's all these ones. Okay, that could actually be good. Because we are going to be attempting one of those in a bit. And by a bit, I mean however long it takes me to walk over there. What definitely hasn't helped with me quitting caffeine though is, or I wouldn't even say quitting, just trying to reduce my intake, is I've been drinking like 3 cups of coffee a day since I was in college. Like not necessarily every single day, but most days when I like needed to focus. You know, I didn't actually know I had ADHD until relatively recently, but like hindsight being what it is, I was probably basically self-medicating ADHD with caffeine. So like if I skip coffee or like any kind of caffeine for a couple days in a row, I just get like headaches and stuff. It's not good. Yeah, I should probably like work on some like, I don't know, strategies for like remembering to do stuff like that that doesn't depend on my memory. Because right now the way I remember to do everything is I just have a big mental checklist of things that I usually do when I like, you know, go into a room or leave a room, or like when I sit down at my desk. But that's probably not the most efficient way to remember to do everything. Can I jump for this coat now?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
Backed by physical instrument. What is that?
Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a...
Sure. Just be careful, okay? Looks like you almost strained a muscle there.
Okay, so not right now, which is actually a lie because I can boost this stat and then try again.
Tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing.
So our morale got damaged again. I mean, I had a 42% chance of success there. That's not nothing.
Nope, no. You could have died there. Shit.
I got you, Bratan. Let me just adjust your breathing a little bit. There, isn't that better?
Hey, what's happening? You okay? It's okay. You're just having a little panic attack. Try to breathe as slowly as you can, alright?
The necktie lets go a little. Its vicious grip easing around your neck. Colors return to the world around.
Good. We can always come back when you are feeling better. It's just a cloak after all.
Okay. I'll heal that stuff. I have taken a couple of hits too. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with about that. So that's the way back down. One second. Okay, sorry to abruptly cut off the stream here, but family emergency. I need to go find a cat that got into a place they shouldn't have. Tell you what, let me see before I go if there's someone I can pass y'all along to. That's the problem with ending like later than usual. Nobody I follow is online. If you have suggestions, I'm in Adnan's Discord, so just ping me there, but I gotta go do this. So hopefully I'll see y'all on Wednesday.